Today's video has been brought to you by the generous patrons of The Games who make continued content on The Games possible. The Games patrons enjoy monthly giveaways like Steam gift cards, Star Citizen packages, and any game that you want giveaways. Please consider donating just $1 if in any way you enjoyed The Games content. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to The Games. I wanted to share this Jump Point article because object container streaming and server meshing, the technologies that will give us this limitless experience that we want in gaming. After reading the article, I realized, this isn't going to be anything easily solvable anytime soon. These types of things where you have a limitless amount of people all sharing the same instance, all seeing the same thing happening in Unity, these types of things all refer back to this article. In 3.3, what we saw was an increase in frame rates for most of us with decent systems, and I went from a negative stance on Star Citizen for the most part to a positive stance in terms of gameplay. My frame rates got better when they introduced object container streaming client sides. Currently there, like a lot of people don't understand this, but object container streaming does exist client side for us now. They just aren't able to implement it necessarily in all parts on their end, on the server end. The two major problems that I see are cross-session persistence and server meshing. These are the two biggest problems. Out of the problems that they listed, the other problems that I saw, definite state, the entity streaming manager, the location IDS, these are problems that I think are pretty solvable. What I think that might not be so solvable in the near future is cross-session persistence. Let's just say you take a bear in one part of your room and then put it in another part of your room. So you lift up a teddy bear from a shelf and you put it on your kitchen sink. So the next time you load in, that bear is then on the kitchen sink. These things are cross-session persistence, and it also goes up the scale in terms of the size of the object containers. You're talking about your planets, your moons, the ability to have them always be there, even if they're not loaded in. I won't get into the nitty-gritty on the details. I could, but I'm not. What I really want to just get across in this video is where I see the stumbling blocks, the biggest challenges for Christopher and his team, and that is cross-session persistence and server meshing. Now, server meshing is the ability for multiple servers to work together in Unity. You got the work for one server to load all these objects. Now you've got multiple servers being able to do the same task that one server would do, and thus it reduces the amount of lag, that reduces the amount of overall load because you're spreading that out on multiple servers. Also, it entails a limitless amount of people to be able to share same experience. The server meshing will give us the ability to have more people, and if they do it right, if they really nail server meshing down, to have an unlimited amount of people. This is a very revolutionary technology, and for Christopher and his team to be even working on this is something that is just monumental, and in my mind not solvable anytime soon, and back into the catch-22 of them needing continue to bring in money. That money then with confidence of the backers, and that confidence directly related to the output of Christopher and his team to give us OCS, and thus feeding back into the loop of us spending more money because, hey, we think that he can do it. I personally think that they can. I just think it's going to take a long time and a lot of money. I would like to say that Christopher wrote a really good article. He explained his history with his team, how far they've come, where they're currently at, the problems they currently face. He did a really good job, so kudos to Christopher for the wonderful article. I do wish they had spent more time, or Christopher spent more time in talking about how they're going to attack the problems. I'd be surprised if I see talk on SSOCS and server meshing anytime soon. I think this was a way for Cloud Imperium to say, hey, we hear you guys. This is where we're at. Chill the F out, and we'll release more when we know more. we're working on it, and we'll let you know when we know. And I really do hope they do let us know when they know more, and I really do hope they come out at least within the next month or two and tell us like how they're attacking these problems. I think that's more important than anything else, letting us know what they're doing in order to solve these problems. And maybe it might be too technical for some, but not for me. I would love to hear exactly what it is that they're doing, even if it is too technical for me. I just want to see them talk about it. It's important. It's important to keep the confidence up. And anyway, love to hear what you guys have to say about my opinions on this article or anything I talked about in this article. I'll put some links down below to some relevant information that talk about the technologies. And all right, guys. it was an interesting read, and it was a lot to digest. But after reading it, it's really not a lot of new information for me. You know, as a content creator, I deal with this stuff all the time. It wasn't any new revelation of information. It was just kind of a glimpse into the mind of Christopher and his team. And, you know, I feel like it's a good team. And I feel like they're trying to give it their all. And so, you know, I'll allot them more time to do what it is that they need to do to create something, frankly, that's not been done before. And, you know, for that type of work, what's demanded, you know, they need time. They need time. The question is, you know, eventually how much. And I really wish, you know, it makes sense that he didn't put a date on it, but I would have liked to seen like some idea. And I think he was being very diplomatic, and but some idea. And you won't see that. You won't see that. This is something that they're not even sure that they're going to be able to do, I think. And that's scary. That's really scary. So let's just see where we're going with this. And, you know, the more information that comes out there, I'll share it with you guys as well. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next vid. Well, look at you. You made it to the end. You must be #profession_now. That's right. You got to be a real fan of the games. Make sure you're tapping that bell so you get future notifications. Check out some more vids. Chill out. Also, check out our Patreon page. Lots of Patreon exclusive material just for our patrons. So help this community grow. And thanks for watching.